Yes, beta. Yesterday, previous class, we have done gymnosperm, right? We have done pteridophytes and gymnosperms. Second is the angiosperm. Now we have to the last in your plant kingdom classification, which already I have told about the whole kingdom divided into two categories. That is flowering, non-flowering plants and flowering plants, right? So the non-flowering plants here, that algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Flowering plants, we are talking about the gymnosperm and angiosperm, right? So now then when we talk about this gymnosperm already in the previous class, so now we have to start here from this angiosperm, right? These angiosperm, as you know, gymnosperm and angiosperm, these both are category of phanerogames or flowering plants, but we have divided into two categories because in gymnosperm, which I told in the last class, that will be the seeds are naked. Seeds are not enclosed in the fruits. But when we talk about here in angiosperm, then first category is seeds are closed. Enclosed in, seeds are closed, or you can say closed or enclosed in fruits. Right, first category there will be. Second one, they are having the prominent flowers are there, right? Now then they have got the prominent flowers. Flowers are not, you can say that is not an ornamental, that is not a decorative part of the flower plant, but that is a main plant. That flowers are there, it means they are reproducing through the sexual reproduction, because all reproductive male and female reproductive organs are present in flowers. In class 10th already you have seen, you have done that one. So now then these are, while in gymnosperm these seeds are naked, now then the flowers are not there, but all reproductive organs are conspicuous or hidden. That is not in, that is not exposed. So it is not visible in that flowering plant, reproductive parts in gymnosperm, that they are not visible. While that the process is there, because angiosperm, gymnosperm both are highly developed. Proper root system, shoot system is there, highly vascularized, means vascular bundles are very dominant, because we have seen that classification from simplicity to complexity. Algae is that very simple or simple thallus-like body. Bryophytes, we have seen the false roots and leaves are there. When we come to the pteridophytes, then they have got vascular bundles are well developed. Now then when we move to the gymnosperm, that is more, and now when we talk about here that angiosperm. In angiosperm, the two types of plants are there. These two types of plants, one is monocot, second one is called dicot. Means monocot plant and dicot plant. Why we are getting mono means one. Means when only one cotyledon is there, that is called monocot. Now then dicot, they have got two cotyledons are there, that is called dicot plant. But the process is same, all they are giving plants and reproductive organs are there. So then all these are flowering, well-developed plants are the main character, everywhere they are found. These are the general characteristics of these angiosperm plants. So when we talk about here the main reproductive organs, there are main characteristics of angiospermic plants, that is a reproduction. Reproduction, as you know, flowers are there, they are having the both parts are there, what are pistil, in class 10th, recall, pistil, second one, stamen. Right, these are. Now then all angiosperms are, gymnosperms are sporophytes, means they are having diploid. Ploidy is diploid. I told haploid and diploid earlier. So now then that is pistil, the whole angiospermic, the main dominant phase is sporophytic phase. So then that is having a diploid. Pistil are having the three parts are there. That is a stigma, then a style, then that is a ovary. Right? Now stamen, when we talk about stamen, that is stamen is a anther and filament. Anther and filament. Right? So now then these are, means these female pistil will produce female gamete, that is also called microspore. What is it called? Microspore. Sorry, that is a produce megaspore, because female gametes are large in size, mega, and this will produce microspore. So now here, that is the first one is that anther will produce microspore, that microspore will produce pollen grain, that is a male gamete, right? Microspore. Now then here first we will talk about this, how that will produce. That is, that in first of all, these are having nuclear cells. In gymnosperm also I told about the nuclear cells. In the same case here in ovary, that is some in ovule, some nuclear cells are there, and one of that nuclear cells will go for meiotic division. Suppose that is a number of cells are there in microspongium. These all cells are nuclear cells, right? One of that cell, suppose this one will go for meiotic division, right? This cell will go for meiotic division, and the result of products of meiotic division, that will be having the 4 daughter cells. All they are haploid. Meiosis haploid means n number of chromosomes. So in that we have got 4 daughter cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We have got in the 4 daughter cells are there, but all these 3, 1, 2, 3, these 3 cells are degenerated. Only one cell will be there, that will become active, right? That is active, and that will go for, this will go for mitosis, mitotic division. So now then in mitotic division, they have got one cell, nuclei or not cellular, means they have got 2 nuclei there. Outer covering is same because cytokinesis will not occur, only that nuclei will be there. So then they have got 2 cells, again they have got further, they will move, so then we have got, because in one mitotic division only 2 daughter cells are produced, while we see that meiotic division, and that will be mitotic division. Here from this 4 cells, because the products of meiosis, the 4 cells are there, 4 daughter cells are there. So we have got 4 daughter cells are there. But among these one, only 3 are becoming degenerated, only one will become active, and that one this. Now then the mitotic division will take place here, but no cell wall cytokinesis will be there, only this nucleus will go for 2, then that will go for 2, and that will go for 2. Then we have got 4 nuclei are there in one cell, or in one covering, in one cell wall. Now then again they will go for mitotic division. May say I have first division, then second mitotic division, now third mitotic division. So now then that will having, we have got after 4 we have got double 8, means here we will just make it larger. Here we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we can make 1, 2, 3, 4. So now then what we have got, 8 nucleate cell. What we have got, 8 nucleate cell. Now then 8 nucleate, then now then the cytokinesis will occur. Means all these nuclei will be in a closing the cell wall. So now then how the distribution of these cells are there. So we see here, right here. Now in between, there are 8 here, 8 here, 8 here. 1 this one and 1 this one. We have got 2 cells will together. Means that will be in 1. Right? And this is called central cell. What is it called? Central cell. Right? And also it is these 2 nuclei is called polar nuclei. Polar nuclei, right? Means this one from these 4 and one from these 4, that is between the central cell, because in middle. That is. Now then these three will be here, right? And these 3 will be here, like this, right? That is a megaspore. That is a mature megaspore that is ready for fertilization. So now then these 2 are called here, these 2 are called synergids. It is given in your book also. In class 12 you will read more, because this is the whole process in class 12th also. Just in this class you will just see the more, so that in class 12th you will not have a problem. So now then that is egg cell or it is also called egg cell or egg apparatus, right? And now these three cells are antipodal cells. Antipodal cells, right? Means we have got the distribution of these 8 nuclei, 8 nucleate, and here we can say 8 nucleate, 7 cell stage. This stage is called 8 nucleate, 7 cell stage. You can justify it. 8 nucleate because 8 nuclei there. 1, 2. You can say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now then here 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 6 plus 2, 8. That is called 8 nucleate. But when we talk about 7 cell means that cell is a combined only one. That is that together, the both nuclei will together, they are forming only one cell, and that cell is called central cell. What is it called? Central cell. So we have got 3 cells are there, 3 cells are there. 2 synergids, 1 egg cell, and 3 antipodal cells. Now all together that will become how many cells? 7 cell, right? So now that is stage is called 8 nucleated 7 cell stage, and that will be ready for fertilization. So now when we talk about the pollen anther will produce male gamete. Male gamete, that is a microspore or pollen grain, you can say. This pollen grain, class 10th, remember that? Now in that pollen grain 2 nuclei are there. In one pollen grain that having 2 nuclei are there. When that will be, just in case that is a stigma, in any flower stigma, now that will be style, and then here we have got ovary, like this. Ovary, and that in ovary that will be having this ovule. Now then we have got here central cells are there. These are egg cells are there. Egg apparatus, and that is a antipodal cells are there. Now then through this pollen grain, that pollen tube will arise. Now that will enter this one, like this. Through this pollen tube, right? Have you seen that in pollen grain? That will form a tube. Now the tube inserted in that style, and then through this style that nuclei will come. First one nuclei will come, then say first one this, then second one will. So now both nuclei will come one by one, right? So now then this is a stigma. It is a landing part. The function of this stigma, it is landing part for pollen grain. That style, that function of the style is it giving passage. It is giving passage for pollen tube. Through that pollen tube, that nuclei are transporting, right? So now first of all, first nuclei will come, and that will fuse with this central cell, right? First nuclei of that male gamete that will fuse with the central cell. So now what will happen there? In central cell having 2 nuclei, and 1 nuclei will come from male gamete. This is male gamete, this is female, right? So what will the fusion of these? Fusion of 1, 2, 3. Fusion of 3 nuclei are there. Now that 3 nuclei, that is called triple fusion. It is called triple fusion because 3 nuclei are participating. 2 pollen nuclei and 1 male gamete. So now the fusion of these 3, then they are forming triploid, means they have got what cell they will produce in that 3. N plus N means that condition is called triploid. Ploidy of this triploid means they have got the condition of 3N. All these are NN because haploid, because after meiotic division, here the ploidy of this one N haploid cell. All these are the mitosis division, no chromosome number will change. So now then that all these are having haploid, means N number of chromosomes. But when we have fusion of these 2 pollen nuclei, means here N plus N plus N, we have got 3N, or this condition is called triploid. Now this product is called endosperm. What is it called? Endosperm. Means when that male nuclei will come here, the fuse together, then this form is product of triple fusion is called endosperm. right? Now that endosperm is also means, now then endosperm, why it will first, you know the region. First of all, the fusion of this gamete with the central cell. Why it is called central cell? Why it will be from the central cell? Why? Because this endosperm will provide nutrition for the zygote. Means this will provide nutrition to the zygote development. Because of that, it will produce first. It is also called primary endosperm nucleus, PAN. It is also called PAN, P-E-N. P for primary endosperm nucleus, right? And in that way, then first PAN will form. Now then second nucleus will come, and that they fuse with this cell. Now then one X cell nuclei plus one nuclei male gamete. Now then they have got zygote. We have got 2N diploid condition, or this is called zygote. And from this zygote, embryo will form. After embryo, then seeds are formed, right? So now then here, that is called 2 fusion will take place. First is triple fusion, and this is called syngamy. Class, I think 10th also you have done this one. Syngamy means fusion of male gamete and male nuclei and female male and female nuclei, that is diploid, that is called zygote. This fusion is called syngamy. And syngamy, as I am writing S-Y-N-G-A-M-Y, syngamy. This one, 3 nuclei will take participating in that fusion. This is called triple fusion, and then the triploid condition, that is called endosperm. So product of triple fusion is endosperm, and product of syngamy is zygote. Now both will occur in one. So that is called, what is it called? It is called double fertilization, which you have seen, double fertilization. Right? Fertilization means 2 times. First one triple fusion, second one syngamy. So this is the cycle of the angiosperm cycle. You can see in your book the cycle is given, that you see that plants are there, then they are forming flowers. When angiospermic cycle we will see, then first with the plant, then they are producing flower, then they have got male gamete and female gamete. You see in your book, it is given in your book also. Just I will show you this one. This one in your book, that is given this here, right? This is the life cycle of an angiosperm. Here you see that a main plant, diploid condition, all the 2N, so that is called sporophyte. Now they are producing flowers, male flowers and female flowers, or you can say male reproductive organ, female. That one they have shown anther and filament. This is stamen. Here is style stigma, that is a female, which I already told. Now then they are producing microspongium, they are producing pollen grains, that is megaspongium, they have got the megaspore, and now then they fuse. Here you see the diagram which I have done, 8 nucleate and 7 cell stage. This one, then the fusion will take place, triple fusion in syngamy, then zygote, then embryo, then again new plant. This is the way. So then that is a sporophytic generation or gametophyte. When the gametes are there, that is called gametophytes, or gametophytic generation. It is a sporophytic generation. So mainly dominant part of this angiosperm, that is a sporophytic condition, right? Sporophytic. Is that clear now? So now then the next topic of your book, in your NCERT book, that is the plant life cycle. It's very important question, that is a plant life cycle. That is, you know, you have seen bryophyte, gametophyte main phase, sporophyte main phase, dominant phase, right? So now then there are 3 cycles are given there. One, suppose this one, right? We are making 3 cycles are there, right? When we are talking about, that is a haplontic cycle, haplontic diplontic, and then third one Haplodiploidic means what that mean there? Haplodiploidic and haplontic, diploidic, haplodiploidic. What does it mean? That one, haplontic means main phase, that is a haploid, or that is also called gametophytic or gametophyte. Right? Means that will be the main part in the life cycle, main part that will be the gametophytic phase, that is called haplontic cycle. As in your book also that is given, suppose this one, the whole life cycle is this one, and now only this condition, right? Haplontic, when we talk about haplontic, so that portion is haplontic, or you can say haploid, or you can say N phase, right? And here 2N, diploid phase. Now this one is sporophyte and this one gametophyte. So this phase is haplontic phase. It's very small portion, a small time period or duration where the diploid condition is there. So such type of life cycle is called haplontic life cycle. That is example that will showing that algae, above algae they are showing such life cycle. Now come to the diploidic life cycle, means the just opposite of that. We can draw like this and say here this one, the whole life cycle is there, that is 2N phase, or that is only one phase, right? Means here, suppose this one, that is a gametes are there, gametophyte, haploid condition, and then here that will be having the zygote. Means 2N means they have got zygote formation, and then zygote will go for meiotic division, then again they are producing here this condition. In this condition, that is having the all are diploid, then they produce gametes, means zygote condition here, and then they are producing spores, right? So then that is a haploid, very short duration, where the organism in that whole life cycle they are showing haploid condition. So such life cycle is called diploidic life cycle. In that case, haplodiploidic means equal 50-50, means here that will be, suppose this one, that one, that equal, that is a N phase, or this is a 2N phase, means haploid and diploid. So now then means 50% in their life cycle, suppose they are living in the 60 year, suppose 60 year age, 30 will be that they are remains in the haploid condition, and 30 year they are remain in the diploid condition. So that is called haploid diploid. In that example we have shown that diploidic has a gymnosperm example in diploidic, gymnosperm and angiosperm, right? When we talk about this haplodiploidic, that is the bryophytes, and we have done bryophytes and pteridophytes. That is, we have seen that in bryophytes, dominant phase is gametophyte, and here pteridophyte, the dominant phase is sporophyte. Means we are dividing into only for dominancy which phase is dominant. Otherwise they are going with spores formations also there. They have got gametophytes also. Both are multicellular, they are photosynthetic, means they are leading their own life, right? So now then that is called haplodiploidic, means they are haploid as well as they are diploid. So then they are leading their life 50-50 in a sporophytic and diploid condition or in a haploid condition. So these are the three life cycle which are shown by the plants. One, the haplontic, when the main dominant phase is gamete formation, and the gametes are there at the most of the time of their life cycle. They remain in haploid condition. In that, the most of the time they remain in the diploid condition, as a gymnosperm and angiosperm. Only when they are producing gametes, then that will be haploid. In that condition, they are independent phases are there. They have got haploid and diploid, but only we can say dominant phase. So the gamete in bryophyte, gametophytes are the main dominant phase. In pteridophyte, sporophyte is that main dominant phase. Right. So now this is about this chapter. That is the last topic of this chapter. This is over. Now then homework. I have given up to you can do from textbook questions. You can now note down from your notebook, textbook. Just see the question number till I had given 1 to 3 questions I had given. Now question number 4 you can do all questions, right? Means from question number 4 you can say question number 11 you can leave, because that will be only match the following, and rest of the questions all you will do from your book. I hope then everyone is getting book. So now then write down question number 1 to from 6 to 12. Write homework question number 6 to question number 12, means question number 11, that one 11, yes, that 11 you will not do, right? As the following we will discuss in live class. Is it clear? So this is your homework. Complete your homework, don't leave your homework, and that last revise whatever we have done. That one more homework is, you can add this one, and second revise from book, revise from book whatever we have done, right? Or revise, you can say revise taught topic, you can write here again, revise taught topic from book, right? Then this is up for today. This is now next class we will start new chapter. Till then enjoy your break with your homework. Okay.